10 years of DA rule, the ANC is desperate to undo. But the Western Cape is a province with a complex political history, often put down to race. Political analyst Cheryl Africa says although this is a factor in deciphering voting trends, voter behavior in the Western Cape must also be viewed in the context of loyalty.
Voters in the Western Cape punish political parties. That's the one thing. The other thing is that surveys since 1994 show that voters in the Western Cape have a lower level of what they call party identification, party loyalty. So given that they have lower party loyalty, they are more open to persuasion and they're observing events that's happening both at provincial and at national level.
A week before the election, the ANC again sent its biggest draw card, President Cyril Ramaphosa, to the province.
The appointment, the president.
The ANC has been on a major drive to cement support in areas of Cape Town, traditionally known to be their strongholds. The party's even sent its most controversial campaigner, Ace Magashule, to the province 3 times in the run-up to these polls.
This is what the DA was giving to our people, and they want our people's vote now.
The ANC's best performance in the province was the 44% of the vote it garnered in 2004, which put it in charge for the first and only time since 1994. Africa doesn't believe the party can beat this performance 15 years later.
I think it's very difficult for them to break beyond that 30 to 40%. And part of the reason, I think, is maybe a level of conservatism in the province. If again you go back to the trends and see that the National Party actually won 53% of the vote, it speaks to a level of conservatism in the province.
Still, this doesn't mean this election will be a whitewash for the DA either. The party received just short of 60% of the vote in 2014. Since then, however, the DA has suffered significant reputational damage over its public fallout with former Cape Town Mayor Patricia de Lille and its handling of the drought.
If you look at pre-election surveys and if you look at by-election results, certainly I don't think that the DA can take the majority for granted. They're not guaranteed the majority in the province. They might well achieve the majority, given their dominance in the province, but I don't think it's something they can take for granted.
Despite denials from the ANC, pre-election polling by Mark Data suggests that a coalition between the ANC and EFF could be in the offing, a real fear for the DA.
As ons nie oor die 50% kom nie, gaan die ANC en EFF tesame oor die 50% kom.
A fledgling party at the last election, the EFF mustered only 2% of the vote in the Western Cape. With its rhetoric of free education, jobs and land, its support appears to have grown among the youth.
You are not foreigners in the Cape Town. You are not foreigners in Western Cape. This is your home. This is your land. You must claim this land.
But Africa doesn't believe the EFF's aggressive style of politics will appeal to the average disgruntled Western Cape voter. Rather, she thinks Patricia de Lille's Good Party will be a more attractive choice for an undecided voter.
There's a protest vote against the DA, in the same way that there was a protest vote against the ANC. Then, as I'm saying, either her party or the ACDP would probably be parties that voters turn to. That's if they decide to vote. Because, in fact, as I'm saying, turnout is an issue because voters might decide to abstain.
In addition to voter turnout, Africa believes that previous voting history will affect the balance of power in the 2019 poll. Lindsay Dentlinger, Cape Town.